Do you truly believe you are in control of your life, or are you simply playing a role in a script you didn't write? What if a select few have access to the code of reality, using it to design the world while keeping the rest of us in the dark? Everything you've been taught about success, power, and the nature of reality itself may be a carefully constructed illusion. Throughout history, whispers of secret societies have persisted. Groups like the Freemasons and Rosicrucians rumored to guard ancient wisdom. The rumored 33rd degree secret echoes key tenets of Hermeticism, Gnosticism, and alchemy, ancient systems promising mastery over the self and the universe. Visionaries like Manly P. Hall and Helena Blavatsky hinted at these hidden truths, suggesting humanity's immense potential remains untapped. But this potent knowledge wasn't meant for everyone. It was deliberately veiled, fragmented, and reserved for initiates deemed worthy. Why was this knowledge hidden, and what power does it hold that the elite seek to control? Unaware of these hidden forces, we remain susceptible to manipulation, trapped in cycles of limitation, and disconnected from our true potential. The systems we operate within, from education to media, subtly reinforce this ignorance, perpetuating a false sense of reality and keeping us comfortably numb. But there is a way to break free, to pierce the veil of illusion and reclaim our inherent power to create a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. The key to unlocking this potential and dismantling the structures of control lies in understanding the very knowledge they sought to conceal. In this video, we will delve into the heart of the 33rd degree secret, exposing the core beliefs and practices employed by the elite to shape our reality. We'll explore the history of secret societies, dissect the fundamental principles of Hermeticism and Gnosticism, and reveal actionable techniques to unlock your inherent potential. By the end of this journey, you'll gain a new perspective on the world, discover the power within you, and learn how to architect your own destiny. Let's begin by unraveling the historical threads that connect today's elite to yesterday's secret societies. What if the world around you, your experiences, and even your physical body are all manifestations of your thoughts and beliefs? This isn't some New Age philosophy. It's the foundation of the 33rd degree secret, mentalism. The elite understand and utilize this principle, consciously shaping their reality, while the masses remain largely ignorant, their lives unconsciously dictated by their own limiting beliefs and manipulated by forces they can't even perceive. What if the key to unlocking your potential and breaking free from the control of the elite lies in understanding and mastering your own mind? This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about grasping the fundamental nature of reality itself. This understanding grants incredible power, but with it comes immense responsibility. The power to shape your own life and potentially the world around you. To truly grasp the magnitude of this, we must delve into the ancient wisdom that forms the bedrock of this principle. Mentalism, as described in the Kybalion, states, "The all is mind. The universe is mental." This isn't merely a philosophical concept. It's a declaration that the very fabric of reality is mental in nature. The Kybalion speaks of the all as a universal consciousness, the source from which everything emanates. Think of it as the ultimate operating system, the underlying code upon which all of existence is built. This concept resonates with modern interpretations of collective consciousness, the idea that individual minds are interconnected and form a larger, unified field of awareness. Some researchers even link this to quantum fields, suggesting that the universe itself is a vast field of information and energy, responsive to consciousness. But how does something so abstract translate into the tangible reality we experience every day? Consider quantum physics and the observer effect. At the subatomic level, reality behaves in bizarre and counterintuitive ways. The very act of observing a quantum particle influences its behavior. The classic example of this is the double-slit experiment. When electrons are fired at a screen through two slits, they create an interference pattern, as if they were waves. But when scientists try to observe which slit the electron passes through, the interference pattern disappears and the electrons behave like particles. This suggests that consciousness, the act of observation, plays a crucial role in determining the nature of reality. Our thoughts and beliefs act as the observer, shaping our reality on a grander scale. What you focus on, what you believe to be true, influences the very fabric of your existence. This is not mere wishful thinking. It's the application of a fundamental principle of the universe. The implications of this are staggering, but there's even more evidence supporting this ancient claim. Consider the placebo effect, a phenomenon where a person experiences real physiological changes simply because they believe they are receiving treatment, even if it's a sugar pill. Medical studies have repeatedly demonstrated the power of belief to heal the body, alleviate pain, and even combat disease. Patients have experienced real, measurable improvements in their conditions, from reduced inflammation to tumor shrinkage, simply because they believed in the treatment they were receiving. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about the mind's ability to directly influence physical reality. Now, consider that the vast majority of our reality creation happens unconsciously. We are constantly bombarded with thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions, many of which are programmed into us from a young age by our families, our cultures, and the media we consume. The elite, those who understand the power of mentalism, also understand the power of the collective unconscious. They subtly manipulate the collective unconscious through media, propaganda, and societal programming, shaping the beliefs and perceptions of the masses. Think about the power of archetypes, universal patterns of behavior and imagery that resonate deeply with the human psyche. The elite use these archetypes in movies, television shows, and advertising to influence our subconscious minds. They create narratives that reinforce their control, perpetuating fear, division, and a sense of powerlessness. By understanding how these forces operate, we can begin to consciously reclaim our power and reshape our reality. So, how do you consciously apply mentalism to create the reality you desire? The key lies in harnessing the power of your mind through visualization, affirmations, and focused intention. These tools allow you to reprogram your subconscious mind, change your beliefs, and ultimately shape your reality. Let's start with visualization. This is the process of creating a clear and vivid mental image of your desired outcome and focusing on it with intense emotion. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you want to create. Feel the emotions associated with that reality: joy, gratitude, excitement. The more sensory detail you can incorporate into your visualization, the more powerful it will be. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures of your desired reality. For example, if you want to manifest a new job, don't just visualize yourself sitting at a desk. Imagine the office environment, the faces of your colleagues, the feeling of accomplishment as you complete a project. Feel the excitement of receiving a paycheck and the satisfaction of contributing your skills and talents. The more real it feels in your mind, the more likely it is to manifest in your reality. Next, consider the importance of affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to reprogram your subconscious mind and change your beliefs. Your subconscious mind accepts whatever you tell it, so it's crucial to replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," repeat the affirmation, "I am worthy of love and abundance." Instead of thinking, "I can't achieve my goals," repeat the affirmation, "I am capable of achieving my goals." The key is to choose affirmations that resonate with you and repeat them consistently, with feeling. Write them down, say them aloud, and visualize them in your mind. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more deeply they will sink into your subconscious mind, changing your beliefs and shaping your reality. But remember, consistency and emotional investment are key. Finally, consider the power of focused intention. This is the act of directing your energy and attention toward a specific outcome with unwavering belief. When you focus your intention on something, you are essentially sending a signal to the universe. attracting the resources and opportunities necessary to manifest your desired outcome. To harness the power of intention, you must align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired outcome. This means not only visualizing your goals and repeating affirmations, but also taking practical steps to move toward them. If you want to start a business, don't just visualize success. Research your market, write a business plan, and take action to launch your venture. The more you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, the more powerful your intention will become. But beware the pitfalls of negative thinking. Fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs can sabotage your efforts to create your reality. If you harbor negative thoughts, you will attract negative experiences. That's why it's so important to take responsibility for your thoughts and beliefs. You are the creator of your own reality, for better or worse. The responsibility to become more aware of what enters our minds daily must be an active priority. Mentalism reveals that our thoughts shape our reality. But if the universe is truly mental, how do the elite manipulate the masses on such a grand scale? The answer lies in understanding another fundamental Hermetic principle, the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. This law connects the inner world of thought to the outer world of experience, suggesting that the structures and patterns we see in the external world are reflections of our collective consciousness. The elite understand and utilize the law of correspondence to create societal structures and belief systems that reinforce their control. But how? Are you ready to go even deeper and see how the elite use these laws against you? Tags. Thinking Content Part 3. The law of correspondence suggests that the patterns we see in the external world are reflections of our collective consciousness. The elite understand and utilize the law of correspondence to create societal structures and belief systems that reinforce their control. But how? What if the world around you is intentionally designed to keep you in a state of fear and limitation? What if your inner world of thoughts, beliefs, and emotions is a direct reflection of your outer reality, and vice versa? The law of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without, is a universal principle. It's a mirror reflecting patterns and structures across all levels of existence, from the individual to the universe. And the elite, those who operate behind the scenes, deeply understand this connection. To truly understand how this works, we must turn to the Kybalion. This ancient text explains that understanding one realm allows you to understand all realms, a key Hermetic principle. The Kybalion unveils that the microcosm mirrors the macrocosm. The structure of the atom, with its nucleus and orbiting electrons, eerily mirrors the structure of the solar system, with the sun at its center and planets orbiting around it. It's not just a coincidence. It's the law of correspondence in action, revealing universal patterns that repeat themselves at different scales. Think about it. If the fundamental building blocks of reality share the same patterns, what does that say about the nature of reality itself? Consider examples from nature all around you. The branching patterns of trees mimic the structure of veins in the human body. The way a river and its tributaries spread across the landscape mirrors the way our blood vessels spread throughout our bodies. These aren't just pretty coincidences. They're visual representations of the law of correspondence, demonstrating that the same organizing principles are at work in both the large and small, the visible and invisible. The deeper you look, the more connections you find. Now, let's bring this down to a more personal level. A person with a scarcity mindset, constantly focusing on what they lack, will attract situations that reinforce that scarcity. They might find themselves struggling financially, surrounded by people who are also struggling, and constantly facing obstacles that prevent them from achieving abundance. This is because their internal belief system is creating an external reality that reflects that belief. The key is recognizing this pattern. Conversely, a person radiating confidence and positivity will attract opportunities and positive interactions. They might find themselves surrounded by supportive people, presented with exciting new ventures, and experiencing a general sense of abundance and well-being. Their inner state is creating an outer world that mirrors that positive energy. It's not just about being lucky. It's about aligning your inner world with the reality you want to create. But here's where it gets interesting. The elite, those who understand the power of the law of correspondence, use it to shape societal structures and influence the collective consciousness. They understand that by controlling the external environment, they can control the internal state of the masses. They shape societal structures through media and education to influence the collective consciousness and maintain control. What if the media you consume is deliberately designed to keep you in a state of fear and anxiety? Consider how media narratives are designed to instill fear and anxiety, constantly bombarding you with stories of violence, disaster, and economic instability. By keeping you in a state of fear, the elite can more easily control your thoughts and behaviors. You become more susceptible to manipulation, more likely to accept their solutions, and less likely to question their authority. The truth is, fear is a powerful tool, and the elite use it to maintain their grip on power. Think about educational systems that promote conformity and discourage critical thinking, limiting individual potential. From a young age, we're taught to memorize facts, follow instructions, and obey authority figures. We are rarely encouraged to question the status quo, to think for ourselves, or to explore our own unique talents and passions. This system is designed to create obedient workers, not independent thinkers. What if the purpose of education isn't to enlighten you, but to control you? The elite also understand the power of memes, ideas that spread like viruses, to control the narrative. Memes can be used to promote certain ideologies, to shape public opinion, and to manipulate behavior. They can be spread through social media, news outlets, and even entertainment. The truth is, we are constantly being bombarded with memes, whether we realize it or not. Recognizing these memes is the first step to resisting their influence. Consider quantum entanglement as a potential scientific parallel. Quantum entanglement suggests interconnectedness beyond our current understanding. Two entangled particles can be separated by vast distances, yet they remain connected in such a way that the state of one particle instantly affects the state of the other. Some scientists believe that this phenomenon could be evidence of a deeper, interconnected reality, where everything is connected at a fundamental level. What if our thoughts and beliefs are also entangled, influencing each other across time and space? There are historical examples of societies that understood and applied the law of correspondence to create thriving cultures. Ancient Egypt, for example, with its intricate system of symbolism, its emphasis on balance and harmony, and its reverence for the natural world, understood the importance of aligning inner and outer realities. The Egyptians created a society that reflected their spiritual beliefs, a society that was both prosperous and harmonious. What if we could learn from their example and create a better world today? Now, let's bring this back to you. Your current reality is a direct reflection of your past thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If you're not happy with your life, it's time to take a long, hard look at your inner world. What limiting beliefs are you holding on to? What negative emotions are you harboring? What self-sabotaging patterns are you repeating? The key is to become aware of your internal state. You can take actionable steps to change your internal state by practicing mindfulness to become aware of your thoughts. Start by simply observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice the patterns, the recurring themes, and the emotional charge behind them. This is the first step to taking control of your mind. Challenge limiting beliefs by questioning the narratives you've been told. Seek out alternative perspectives, read books that challenge conventional wisdom, and engage in conversations with people who hold different viewpoints. The more you question your beliefs, the more you open yourself up to new possibilities. What if everything you've been told is a lie? Cultivate positive emotions by practicing gratitude, forgiveness, and self-compassion. Focus on the good things in your life, forgive those who have wronged you, and treat yourself with kindness and understanding. The more you cultivate positive emotions, the more positive energy you will attract into your life. It's important to take responsibility for your reality. You are not a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator of your own experience. The moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, you reclaim your power. You are no longer at the mercy of external forces. You are the master of your own destiny. Here is a step-by-step guide to creating a new reality. Define your desired outcome, visualize it with emotion, affirm it with conviction, and align your actions with your intention. The more clear and specific you are about what you want, the more likely you are to achieve it. Remember that changing your reality takes time and effort, but it is possible. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your successes, and learn from your setbacks. The key is consistency and perseverance, but beware the pitfalls of blaming external forces. While the elite may try to manipulate you, you ultimately have the power to choose your own thoughts and beliefs. Don't give them that power. Reclaim your sovereignty and create the reality you desire. The truth is, you are more powerful than you think. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also working to create a better world. Find communities online, attend workshops and seminars, and surround yourself with people who inspire and support you. Together, we can create a more just and equitable world for all. Here's a challenge for you. Identify one limiting belief and take one action to challenge it this week. What limiting belief has been holding you back? What small step can you take to overcome it? The key is to take action. The law of correspondence reveals the powerful connection between our inner world and our outer reality. It shows us that we are not victims of circumstance, but co-creators of our own experience. This emphasizes the importance of information. But how do the elite amplify their influence on the collective consciousness on a grand scale? What is the secret to their ability to manipulate the thoughts and emotions of millions of people? The answer lies in understanding another fundamental Hermetic principle, the law of vibration. Everything is in constant motion, vibrating at different frequencies, and these frequencies influence our reality. The elite understand and manipulate the law of vibration to create emotional resonance and control the masses. How do they do it? And more importantly, how can you resist their influence? Are you ready to learn how the elite control your emotions and how you can take back control? What we'll uncover next is even more shocking. What if your emotions, thoughts, and even your physical health are directly influenced by the vibrational frequencies around you? Frequencies carefully crafted by those in power. We've discussed how the elite manipulate emotions, but what if that manipulation goes deeper than simple messaging? What if they are masters of vibrational manipulation, using subtle techniques to keep the masses in a state of fear, anxiety, and compliance? The vibrational frequencies around you have a direct impact. The law of vibration, however, goes far beyond simple, good vibes, only platitudes. It involves understanding the profound power of frequency and resonance, opening the door to deeper exploration of reality. Learning to control your own vibrational frequency is the key to breaking free from their control and creating a life of joy and abundance. Are you ready to understand how? The law of vibration, as described in the Kybalion and other Hermetic texts, states that nothing rests. Everything moves, everything vibrates. This isn't just esoteric fluff. It's a fundamental principle that echoes throughout the universe. The Kybalion unveils that the universe is not a collection of dead, inert objects, but a vibrant, living tapestry of energy in constant motion. Everything, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is vibrating at a specific frequency. This idea, while ancient, resonates profoundly with modern science. Think about it. Modern science has revealed that what we perceive as solid matter is actually made up of atoms, which are mostly empty space. The particles within those atoms are constantly vibrating, creating energy fields. What appears to be solid is actually a swirling vortex of energy. Nikola Tesla, a visionary scientist who understood this deeply, famously said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Tesla understood that the key to unlocking the universe's greatest mysteries lay in understanding the fundamental nature of vibration. Different emotions vibrate at different frequencies. Fear, anger, and sadness, the very emotions the elite manipulate, have low frequencies, creating a sense of stagnation and limitation. Joy, love, and gratitude, on the other hand, have high frequencies, fostering expansion and connection. Studies have shown that emotions like fear typically vibrate in the range of 0.6 Hz, while love can vibrate as high as 500 Hz or more. The key is to understand that these aren't just abstract concepts. They are measurable energies that directly impact your reality. This is where the concept of emotional contagion comes into play. Emotions can spread rapidly through a crowd, creating a collective emotional state. Think of a concert, where the energy of the music and the crowd creates an atmosphere of shared joy and excitement. Or consider a political rally, where a charismatic speaker can stir up strong emotions of anger or patriotism in the audience. The elite understand this principle and use it to manipulate the emotional frequencies of the masses. The elite use media and entertainment to manipulate emotional frequencies on a massive scale. They carefully craft musical keys, tempos, and lyrical themes to evoke certain emotions in listeners and viewers. Minor keys and slower tempos are often used to create a sense of sadness or unease, while major keys and faster tempos can evoke feelings of happiness and excitement. Lyrical themes that focus on fear, violence, and scarcity can lower the overall vibrational frequency of the audience. Consider modern music examples. A pop song with a catchy melody and upbeat tempo might seem harmless on the surface, but if the lyrics promote shallow values or unhealthy relationships, it can subtly lower the listener's vibration. A heavy metal song with aggressive lyrics and dissonant chords can evoke feelings of anger and frustration. These are not accidental choices. The elite know exactly what they're doing. The elite also use subtler techniques, such as binaural beats and subliminal messages, to influence brainwave activity and subconscious beliefs. Binaural beats are auditory illusions created by playing two slightly different frequencies in each ear, which can entrain the brain to a specific brainwave state. Subliminal messages are hidden messages embedded in audio or video that bypass the conscious mind and directly influence the subconscious. What if the music you listen to and the movies you watch are subtly programming your mind? Symbols and archetypes also play a powerful role in vibrational manipulation. The elite use specific symbols to create emotional associations and program the subconscious mind. Corporate logos, for example, are carefully designed to evoke feelings of trust, security, or excitement. Religious symbols can trigger deep-seated beliefs and emotions. The key is to become aware of the symbols that surround you and understand their potential influence. There's even the concept of sonic warfare, the potential for using sound frequencies to influence the human mind and body. While still largely theoretical, there have been reports of governments exploring the use of sound weapons for crowd control and even mind control. The Havana Syndrome, a mysterious illness affecting U.S. diplomats in Cuba and other countries, has been attributed by some to the use of targeted sonic attacks. What if sound is being weaponized in ways we don't even realize? The law of vibration directly impacts your life in countless ways. By understanding your own vibrational frequency, you can attract positive or negative experiences. This is the law of correspondence in action. Your inner state creates your outer reality. If you are constantly vibrating at a low frequency, you will attract negative experiences, such as illness, financial struggles, and toxic relationships. If you are vibrating at a high frequency, you will attract positive experiences, such as health, abundance, and loving relationships. To protect yourself from negative vibrational influences, limit your exposure to negative media, avoid toxic relationships, and create a positive environment. Surround yourself with things that bring you joy, such as beautiful art, uplifting music, and inspiring books. Spend time in nature, which has a naturally high vibrational frequency. The key is to consciously curate your environment to support a high vibrational state. Raise your personal vibration through regular meditation, practicing gratitude, engaging in activities you enjoy, and spending time in nature. Meditation helps to calm the mind and reduce stress, which can lower your vibration. Gratitude helps to focus your attention on the good things in your life, raising your vibration. Engaging in activities you enjoy brings you joy and excitement, further elevating your vibration. What activities bring you the most joy? Positive affirmations are a powerful tool for reprogramming the subconscious mind and raising your vibrational frequency. Repeating positive statements can help to counteract negative beliefs and create a more positive self-image. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," try repeating the affirmation, "I am worthy of love and success." The key is to repeat these affirmations with conviction and emotion. Cultivate self-awareness by recognizing your emotional triggers and consciously choosing how to respond to them. When you feel yourself getting triggered by a negative emotion, take a step back and ask yourself why. What is the underlying belief or fear that is causing this reaction? Once you understand the root cause of your emotional triggers, you can begin to consciously choose how to respond to them. This is the essence of emotional sovereignty. Emotional sovereignty means taking responsibility for your own emotions and not allowing yourself to be manipulated by external forces. The elite want you to be reactive and emotional so they can control you more easily. By cultivating self-awareness and taking responsibility for your emotions, you reclaim your power. You become the master of your own emotional state, rather than a victim of external circumstances. Beware the dangers of succumbing to negative emotions like fear and anger. These emotions can lower your vibration and make you more susceptible to manipulation. The elite use fear and anger to divide and conquer, creating conflict and chaos. By refusing to participate in these negative emotional cycles, you can help to create a more harmonious world. Become a conscious creator of your own reality by intentionally raising your vibration and attracting positive experiences. This involves setting clear intentions, visualizing your desired outcomes, and taking aligned action. When you are clear about what you want and you are vibrating at a high frequency, you become a magnet for positive opportunities. The key is to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired outcomes. It's important to understand the difference between responsibility and blame. Taking responsibility for your reality doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that happens to you. It means acknowledging that you have the power to choose your response to any situation. Blame, on the other hand, is a disempowering emotion that keeps you stuck in the past. The key is to release blame and embrace responsibility. Here's a challenge for you. Monitor your thoughts and emotions for a day and identify any negative patterns you want to change. What negative thoughts or emotions are you experiencing most frequently? What triggers these thoughts and emotions? Once you identify these patterns, you can begin to consciously choose different thoughts and emotions. The law of vibration reveals the power of frequency and resonance, and how the elite attempt to control our emotions through vibrational manipulation. But if everything vibrates, how can we transform negative vibrations into positive ones? Understanding the law of vibration highlights the importance of information, but what is the mechanism that allows you to transform negative vibrations? This leads us to the next key to mastering reality and sidestepping the elite's manipulations, the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite, but these opposites are simply two extremes of the same thing. Hot and cold are just different degrees of heat. The elite try to keep us stuck in negative polarity, but understanding this law allows us to transmute negative energy into positive. Are you ready to transcend the limitations of polarity and harness the power of transmutation? Are you ready to learn how to transform lead into gold? Are you ready to transcend the limitations of polarity and harness the power of transmutation? What if the very conflicts and challenges you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to a more empowered version of yourself, and the elite are banking on your ignorance of this truth? The law of polarity isn't just about recognizing opposites. It's about understanding their interconnectedness and using that understanding to transform your life. The law of polarity, as articulated in the Kybalion, states that everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This isn't just philosophical musing. It's a fundamental principle governing the universe. This principle isn't just confined to ancient texts. It echoes in the findings of modern science. Think about it. In physics, we understand that matter and energy are two sides of the same coin, expressed in Einstein's famous equation mc2. What appears to be solid matter is, at its core, energy vibrating at a specific frequency. Similarly, in the realm of light, we see a spectrum of colors, each distinct, yet all part of the same electromagnetic radiation. Red and violet appear as opposites, but they are simply different wavelengths of the same fundamental energy. The same principle applies to human emotions. Fear and courage, love and hate, joy and sorrow, these aren't distinct, separate entities, but rather different points on a continuous spectrum of emotional experience. Fear, for example, isn't the opposite of courage. It's the absence of it, or perhaps the potential for it. Love isn't the opposite of hate. It's a distorted manifestation of connection, a twisted expression of the same underlying need for belonging and intimacy. This understanding opens the door to emotional transmutation, the ability to transform negative emotions into positive ones by understanding their underlying nature. Here's where it gets interesting. The elite, those who seek to control and manipulate, understand this principle implicitly. They exploit the law of polarity by creating false dichotomies, exaggerating differences, and fueling conflict. Consider how polarity is manipulated in media and politics. Political discourse is often framed as a battle between opposing ideologies, with each side demonizing the other. The media amplifies these divisions, focusing on conflict and controversy rather than common ground and shared values. This creates a climate of fear and distrust, making it easier to control the masses through division. Look at today's political landscape. Left versus right, conservative versus liberal. These labels are useds, create an us versus them mentality, obscuring the fact that both sides often share similar goals but disagree on the methods to achieve them. Divide and conquer is a timeless strategy employed by those in power. By exploiting existing social and political divisions, the elite can maintain their control. They stoke racial tensions, religious conflicts, and economic disparities, keeping the masses distracted and preventing them from uniting against their oppressors. But here's what most people miss. This division is not organic. It's carefully cultivated and maintained. And here's the shocking truth. Events can be manufactured and manipulated to manipulate public opinion by playing on emotional polarities. Crisis actors, individuals who are paid to portray victims in staged events, can be used to evoke sympathy, outrage, or fear, depending on the desired outcome. These events, often amplified by the media, can be used to justify political agendas, suppress dissent, or even incite war. Even more insidious is the concept of controlled opposition, where seemingly opposing forces are actually working together towards a common goal. Think of it like this. Two political parties might appear to be at odds, but they are both funded by the same wealthy donors and ultimately serve the same corporate interests. This creates the illusion of choice and democracy, while in reality, the elite maintain control regardless of which party is in power. This all leads to the Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. The elite create a problem, often through manipulation and deception. The masses react with outrage or fear, demanding a solution. The elite then offer a pre-planned solution that further consolidates their power and control. This cycle repeats endlessly, perpetuating a state of perpetual crisis and control. This isn't just some abstract theory. It's a pattern that has been repeated throughout history. This manipulation of polarity has a direct and profound impact on your life. By recognizing the interconnectedness of opposing forces, you can break free from limiting beliefs and negative patterns. You can learn to see the world in a more nuanced and balanced way, recognizing the shades of gray that exist between the extremes. You can unlock a new level of personal power and create a more fulfilling life. To transcend polarity, practice empathy and compassion for those who hold different views. Seek out common ground and challenge your own assumptions. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you disagree with it. Remember that everyone is fighting their own battles, and that judging others only perpetuates the cycle of division. Find common goals. Cultivate emotional alchemy by transmuting negative emotions into positive ones. When you feel anger, try to understand the underlying cause of your anger. Is it fear, frustration, or a sense of injustice? Once you understand the root cause, you can begin to reframe your perspective and transform your anger into something more constructive. You can also look to forgiveness to release anger and resentment towards yourself and others, embracing compassion and understanding. Forgiveness isn't about condoning harmful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional baggage that keeps you stuck in the past. The importance of cultivating a balanced perspective. Avoid extremism and seek out the middle ground in all areas of life. Be wary of those who preach absolute certainty or demonize opposing viewpoints. The truth is often found somewhere in between the extremes, in the nuanced and complex middle ground. Cultivate self-awareness and challenge your own biases. Critical thinking is essential. Question the narratives you've been told and seek out multiple perspectives. Don't blindly accept what you hear from the media, politicians, or authority figures. Do your own research and form your own opinions. Recognize the shades of gray and embrace the complexity of life. Be wary of simplistic solutions and black and white thinking. The world is rarely as simple as it seems. Instead, become peacemakers in their own lives by promoting understanding, compassion, and cooperation. Choose to be a force for unity and reconciliation rather than division and conflict. Seek to build bridges, not walls. Strive to create a more harmonious and compassionate world, one interaction at a time. Now, think about a conflict in your own life. Perhaps it's a disagreement with a family member, a political dispute with a friend, or a workplace conflict with a colleague. Seek to understand the opposing perspective and aim for resolution. What assumptions are you making about the other person? What fears or insecurities might be driving their behavior? How can you find common ground and build a bridge towards understanding? The law of polarity reveals the interconnectedness of opposites and how the elite manipulate it to create division and conflict. But how can we harness the power of these universal laws to manifest our desires, to move beyond mere reaction and actively create the reality we want? What if the universe itself operates in cycles, in rhythms of ebb and flow, and the elite exploit these rhythms to control the flow of resources and opportunities? This leads us to the next crucial piece of the puzzle, the law of rhythm. Everything flows out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Think of the seasons, the stock market, even your own emotional state. They all follow predictable cycles. But here's the thing. The elite don't just understand these cycles, they manipulate them. They create booms and busts, periods of prosperity and periods of scarcity to control the flow of resources and opportunities. They exploit the natural rhythms of the universe to maintain their power. What if the economic cycles that dictate your financial well-being are not natural occurrences, but carefully orchestrated events designed to keep you in a state of dependence? In the next section, we'll delve into the law of rhythm and how it can be used to anticipate and navigate the cycles of life, breaking free from the elite's control. Are you ready to ride the waves of life with grace and power instead of being swept away by them? Are you ready to anticipate the tides of fortune and turn them to your advantage? So let's bring it all together, acknowledging the intricate journey we've undertaken, navigating through the complex layers of esoteric knowledge and alleged elite manipulation. Are you truly in control, or are you being manipulated? We've explored hidden forces, ancient laws, and the potential for both control and liberation. We are now about to synthesize an answer. Let's consider the 5 hermetic laws. We've explored mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, and rhythm not as separate concepts, but as interwoven threads in the grand tapestry of reality creation. The law of mentalism sets the stage, revealing that the universe, and therefore your reality, is fundamentally a construct of consciousness. It posits that everything begins with thought, with mind. How can you use this knowledge to consciously choose your thoughts and consciously curate your reality? The law of correspondence then reflects these inner realities outwardly, shaping your experiences and circumstances. It's the echo of your internal landscape resonating in the external world. If the universe is mental, then our internal thoughts and emotions will find a way to manifest in the exterior world. This understanding should bring us to the next logical question. How can we master our internal dialogue in order to be in control of our external reality? Next, the law of vibration shows us how the emotional states impact, even dictate, the external experiences. Every thought, every feeling, every emotion vibrates at a specific frequency, attracting similar vibrations. Negative emotions create negative experiences. What if, by simply shifting our emotional state, we could shift the very fabric of our reality? The law of polarity highlights how duality is manipulated to influence society, creating division and conflict. By understanding this law, you can transcend the limitations of polarized thinking and recognize the interconnectedness of all things. How can you rise above the traps of duality and begin seeing the world through a lens of unity? Finally, the law of rhythm connects to the patterns we observe through the previous laws, the ebb and flow of life, the cycles of creation and destruction. Those who wish to control use this rhythm to their advantage. But what if understanding the cyclical nature of life allows us to anticipate challenges and step out of the established patterns? The truth is, the elite allegedly exploit these laws for control, manipulating the masses through fear, division, and scarcity. But here's the key. Understanding these laws is the first step towards empowerment. This quest for esoteric knowledge isn't just about uncovering secrets. It's about tapping into the universal human desire for freedom and self-mastery. The 33rd degree secret is a metaphor for any hidden knowledge that can empower individuals and challenge established power structures. Think of historical figures like Martin Luther King Jr. or Nelson Mandela, who challenged the status quo and fought for freedom, and now think of the power that lies within you to create personal and social transformation. What does all this mean for your personal journey? What steps can you take today towards reclaiming your personal sovereignty? You now possess the keys to unlock your potential and consciously create your own reality. But here's the thing. These keys are useless without self-belief and an unwavering commitment to personal growth. This journey of self-discovery can be challenging, but remember that you are not alone. Countless others have walked this path before you, and countless more are joining you now. Know that even small steps taken consistently can lead to significant transformation, and the most important element of walking the path is faith. The power and responsibility that comes with understanding these laws are now yours, and you are prepared to use it wisely. How will you apply these principles in your life? What kind of reality will you create? The journey doesn't end here. I suggest you continue to explore Hermeticism, Gnosticism, and other esoteric traditions. Delve deeper into meditation techniques and mindfulness practices to better observe the impact that the Hermetic laws have in the real world. Observe the interactions between these laws, the way they connect to one another, and what that might mean. What possibilities open up when you consciously align yourself with these universal principles? I encourage you to share your insights and experiences in the comments section below. Spark conversations, support one another, and foster a sense of community. And if you found this content valuable, subscribe to the channel for more content on esoteric knowledge and personal empowerment. Challenge yourself to take specific actions this week. Meditate, challenge a limiting belief, or practice gratitude. And know that we will continue to offer support and resources in the comments section. You are the architect of your reality. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, see you soon.